today, every day, responsible self. We're the fighters with the future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. We're the fighters with the future in great health. Today,
Do you remember my name, Chef Charles?
Well, good morning and welcome to My Help, My Mississippi. We're coming live from WMPR 90.1. Y'all, we're bringing you some healthy, helpful information that you can grab on the run. You're listening to the number one show on the radio. And we're going to make sure that you get some things that can make a difference in your life for the rest of your life. We're excited this morning with my team that I have. We're going to be talking about our mind, y'all. You know how we do it. We figure that if we can bring you some information that you can take, that you'll use it, because we're dependent on you, and it can make a difference in your life. We're here for you. WMPR 90.1, been here in this community, making a difference. And we're thankful that we're able to provide you with the information that you need. Listen, guys, we got to fight for our health. That's why we call ourselves the fighters. Fighters stand for what? Future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. You just heard the theme song. We're the fighters and we're fighting for our health. Why are we fighting for our health? Because our health is worth fighting for. Well, I have the Mime team here with me this morning. I have Brad and I have Stacy. I'm going to get them to introduce themselves. But listen, guys, man, you know, we're calling this segment, we're titling it, A Neglected Mind is a Lost Opportunity. A neglected mind is a lost opportunity. When you feed your body plants, you feed your mind power. But we want to know how this can help us. So, welcome to the show, team. I've been trying for years to get you on.
We made it. You're successful.
Yeah, I run into these guys all the time, and I have to my right Brad, to your left. So then I have to my left Stacy, to your right. So Stacy, introduce yourself. We're gonna talk about a little bit about the mind. I'm gonna let you tell us about what the mind is, Brad. But let's tell people who you are, who they look, how tall you are.
All
Just
about
kidding.
Yes. Well, good morning, and thank you so much, Chef Charles, for inviting us here. My name is Dr. Stacy Naylor, and I have the privilege of working with the Mind Center, a department of the University of Mississippi Medical Center. And it is a privilege to be here with you all this morning.
We're thankful to have you, Dr. Stacy, on WMPR 90.1. Brad, good to see you again, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself and tell people who you are.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having us. Glad to be here with you and Stacy. And I'm Brad Martin. I've been at the Mind Center not quite 2 years, but at the University of Mississippi Medical Center, I work with education and outreach. So enjoy being at the Mind Center, helping promote health and reaching the community. So glad to be on your show. I enjoyed the theme music as well. Did you sing that?
Listen, I sing it, but I wrote it, but I don't sing it.
I liked it.
But you know, we always talk about the future is in good health, guys. Today, every day. But you know, we're responsible.
Yes, sir.
We are responsible for. So the mind, MIND. The first thing I want to know what that stands for.
Okay? Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for asking. And so, you know, in health and education, we love acronyms.
Yeah.
So MIND, MIND, stands for Memory Impairment Neurodegenerative Disease Center. Okay. So that's why we shortened it to MIND, because doing a lot of alliteration with that. Uh-huh. So, but yes, sir, that's what it stands for. We just celebrated our 15th year last year, so very excited to be a comprehensive center at the University of Mississippi Medical Center. And really, we are a national leader in Alzheimer's disease and dementia research and clinical care, and we're backed by the state's only academic medical center. So we are very glad to be where we are in the heart of Jackson to reach people to promote brain health and healthy aging.
Brain health and healthy aging. I like that because, as we get older, like myself and Mr. Jones, we get older.
There he is.
We want to age healthier. So how can we do that? What does mine has to do with that and how we can have that mistakes?
Yeah, I'm happy to share. So we really kind of have three umbrellas is what I like to say. We have clinics. So we have 4 clinics around the Jackson metro area. So we're able to assess people that may have some cognitive concerns, issues they may be facing. And I'll provide at the end of the show some information how people can reach out to us. So we have the clinical care aspects. We have geriatricians. We have a multidisciplinary team to work with hurdles, questions that people may have. So we have 4 clinics around the Jackson area. We also have education.
Yeah.
So, within promoting brain health, healthy aging, we always want to be a source of education for the community. And so we do that with things that we have online. So some people, after the pandemic, everybody got pretty skilled with at Zoom and Teams and things like that. So we do have some things online, but we have some things in person as well, because we want to provide options for people. And so people can sign up for our email list to receive some of our, we don't share your info with other people, but we provide educational opportunities. A series called Mind Matters is a series that we probably do 5 this year. Some of the recent ones that we did included sleep and cognitive health. I'm always intrigued with trying to get my 7 to 9 hours. How productive am I? And then we did one on nutrition and brain health. And so we have those. They're no charge for people. They're online. And like I said, there'll be some in person in 2025, 2026. You can tell I'm running together. Days run together, but we have those. And then we also provide educational opportunities for professionals, social workers, nursing home administrators. So we do a variety of things. And then our research.
So education is a big part of one of the reasons that I wanted you all here is, guys, what we don't know, we don't know.
Right.
And we don't need to be in the unknown right now. We need to know. Like normal aging, Dr. Stacy, and Alzheimer's, what's the difference there?
So Alzheimer's disease is not just an extension of aging.
Okay.
So normal aging is like things where we may occasionally misplace keys.
That's me. I do that.
Or maybe
I do as well.
It may take longer to recall a name.
Yeah,
right?
that's okay.
Normal,
I don't have Alzheimer's.
Progressive parts of Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is a brain disease.
Okay.
It is something that you receive a diagnosis for. And in its most simplest terms, it's a brain disease where our nerve cells gradually die. Okay. And as our nerve cells gradually die off, those issues lead to memory and thinking issues. Okay. That then start to interfere with our daily life. And so Alzheimer's, as an example, is like maybe we get lost in areas that should be very familiar to us, okay? Or maybe we find ourselves repeating the same questions over and over and over again. Or we have trouble managing our bills or medications, things that once were our norm, we are finding out we're having struggle and issues doing that. So it is very careful. It's very important that we're careful in understanding what is the difference between just normal manifestations of aging versus things that may be more indicative of having an actual brain issue, such as Alzheimer's disease or related dementias.
See, that helped me right there.
She dropped some knowledge.
Yeah, we did and that's what really we want the audience to get. Because the first thing we think about when we can't find our keys is, I Oh, I got Alzheimer's.
Right.
So I'm getting
Our
Alzheimer's.
mind starts
And it's
racing.
just, it's a norm there, right?
Well, yes, but what we do want.
You have lost the phone, say, Mrs. Jones. Okay, can't find your phone.
Yeah, I try to put them on the same spot every day. My keys on my phone.
So these young folks have the same problem because it's not Alzheimer's. So I appreciate you helping the listening audience out with that. Yeah.
But in that, Chef Charles, in our communities, particularly in communities of color,
Uh-huh.
we're very much about understanding as we get old, and we have the great protection factor of where we take care of our aging,
Yeah.
family members. And so we just take care of those things. But it is very important for us as a community to also understand when it is also time to engage with your healthcare providers, to engage with services such as what the Mind Center provides to help distinguish what is normal processes of aging versus when it's time to perhaps do be concerned or become aware that it may be something in addition that may need to be addressed.
Absolutely. So the Mind Center is there for us.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We are
Yeah.
in Jackson metro area. Like I said, we have 4 clinics
Where,
currently.
where are they located?
So Flowood, we have Grants Ferry, and then off kind of Spillway, Brandon area.
Right.
And then we've been seeing patients at Colony Park South, as well. So we have those locations, and Chef Charles, we're very excited. The plan is to open a brand new comprehensive clinic right off of State Street. Hopefully in the next construction should hopefully be done the end of December of this year.
Wow.
So we will shift the 4 clinics that we have now into the one Fred R. Adams Jr. Mind Center Geriatric Clinic. So we are very excited. So it'll be in the heart of Jackson off of State Street. Construction, there's a building already there, but construction will still be done. Scheduled to take place to begin in early March. So we are very excited about that, to be in Jackson and to have geriatric clinical operations in one building. So we're very excited.
As well as our research operations.
Yes.
Research operation. So that's a good segment to my next question. Dr. Stacy, how is research being done, and who is part of the research, and who needs to be part of the research?
Well, that's a very good question, Chef Charles. So, at the Mind Center, we are, I would like to say, world renowned, because we are in terms of our research endeavors. At the Mind Center, we have participated in many research programs under the leadership of Dr. Thomas Mosley. And Dr. Mosley he serves as principal investigator
Mhm.
over some very significant research programs, such as the ERIC study, that stands for Atherosclerosis Risk and Community Study. And we have been one of 4 sites for almost the past 40 years
Wow.
that have been very active in a research study that has investigated cardiovascular risk factors in our communities, as well as neurocognitive issues. We
Okay.
have also been fortunate and instrumental in a research study that is just now getting ready to conclude. It's called the ACHIEVE study. And the ACHIEVE study focused on hearing impairment in relation to cognitive issues. And we were very instrumental in finding out that with hearing, the study showed that addressing our hearing reduces the risk of cognitive decline in older adults that's at risk for dementia by
Hmm.
up to 50%. So we have been
Wow.
very instrumental at the Mind Center by our participating in these research studies that is providing the knowledge that's needed to eradicate, address, treat, and prevent diseases such as Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. But that's not just us alone. The Mind Center has been able to be successful in these programs by participating with our community members, because without the community members being involved with us in our programs, then we cannot find out the information that then parlays over into the scientific discoveries that make its way to the table to help address the issues that impact our communities. So we're very, very passionate and very involved in research at the Mind Center.
So that's why I wanted you out here. So your hearing can impact
Yes.
you said your sleep, you know. So how we take care of the body,
Mhm.
different diseases in the body,
Mhm.
exercise,
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
food, all of this plays a role in our mind health.
And our body health.
Yes.
So what you just described, Chef Charles, are what we call modifiable risk factors. So modifiable means that things that are in our control,
Okay.
things that we can take care of to help address that may prevent or delay us experiencing things like Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. So modifiable are things like we always say know your numbers.
Yes.
So what are those three numbers? I call it the trio that you need to know. That is, what is your blood pressure?
Okay.
What is your blood sugar, your blood glucose number?
Okay.
And what is your cholesterol number, right? So being knowledgeable about the things that put us at greater risk for having something such as Alzheimer's disease and related dementia. So being knowledgeable, that's a modifiable risk factor. Know about those risks and where you are with that. Controlling our weight, that's
Okay.
modifiable.
Okay.
Smoking, being active, trying to, keep our stress levels
Yes.
down,
Right.
trying to, being more socially engaged and, being mentally stimulated. These are things that are within our control that we can do to address some of the risk factors. Things that are non-modifiable, things we have no control over
Hmm.
that put us at risk is age.
Right.
As we age, we're at greater risk for developing our family history.
Okay.
We can't control our genetic makeup, and things of that nature. So if you think about it, we have more control over our modifiable. There are
Yeah.
more modifiable risk factors than the non-modifiable. So we have, the power and the
Yeah.
capacity to absolutely address the challenge.
I'm smiling. I'm
Yes, sir.
smiling. Because there's hope.
There he is.
When we can
Yes.
control the controllables,
Yes.
and there's some things that we can do to affect our future. And y'all, the Mind Center is doing the research
Yes.
to back all this up, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And all we have to do is pay attention. So if you're just joining us, you're listening to WMPR 90.1, the number one station in the nation that's providing you with important, helpful information. And we have the Mind people here with us today. We got Brad, we got Dr. Stacy, and we're talking about dementia, Alzheimer, and just regular old aging that we can't control.
Father time.
Father
Right.
time. Yeah. So, Brett, what are some of the early signs, maybe, of issues that we may have, cognitive?
Yeah. So as Stacy mentioned, forgetting, possibly how to get home.
Yeah.
One of the best analogies I've heard, Stacy and I love to go out in the communities, churches, organizations, so we're able to, share information. One of the best analogies I heard while doing a talk, excuse me, in Canton last year was a gentleman was sharing. He worked at an assisted living facility, and he said, "Well, person has their keys, right? So we know what our key is for, to start our vehicle, to get us in our home, things of that nature." He said where he saw issues with somebody that he knew was where the person forgot even what the key was for. So kind of not realizing, and Stacy mentioned, not able to really take care of yourself, forgetting medications, paying bills, just not really able to communicate well with each other, really not being yourself.
Yeah,
And so that's one of the best analogies that I've heard was with the key analogy.
I like that one, Frank. So
Mhm.
let's just get this out right now because the community, I needed you all on this show, but the community needs you all out there. So let's just get this out here now. You all go to different churches and organizations.
Yes,
So
sir.
tell us how that works. If people wanted to And we'll give them the information now, and then we'll give it to them later. But if somebody wanted to get you out to their church to talk about this subject, which is, you know, we're Thailand. This is you when you you don't need to neglect your mind.
Right. You get one, right?
You don't need
one.
to neglect
Yes,
your
sir.
mind, guys. And so we're titling this one a neglected mind is a lost opportunity. And so we don't want to lose the opportunity. And you don't want to miss the opportunity for having these people into your community sharing with you some of the things that we need to be doing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell us how, and then we'll go over it later. But I want the audience to know now that's listening how we can get in touch with you guys and get you out to our community.
Yes,
church.
sir. We'd love to. So we're able to do a variety of events, pre-established events, but we can also we also want to really talk to older adults about some of the brain tips that we mentioned. So there's a brochure that we have called 8 Tips for Being Brain Mighty. And it's really 8 tips. We're able to expound and share more info about, you know, the sleep, the physical activity that we've talked about, knowing your numbers, as Stacy mentioned. And so we're able to do talks on that. And then we can also do, depending upon staffing capacity, different talks if people have topics they would like for us to talk about. So we can do everything from giving talks to groups, especially older adults, but then we can do events. So we do a lot of health fairs. We love to go to different churches, organizations. We want to do more with businesses in the business community. But what people can do, Chef Charles, is they can contact us via email.
Okay.
And so it's mindcenter@umc.edu. So mindcenter@umc.edu. And that will send a general email, and that way we'll get back to you when we can. But we would love to come. We love being a part of the community, and that's how I've gotten to know you. I know Stacy knew you, Chef Charles, and I've enjoyed seeing you at events because you're a busy man as well. We enjoy seeing you.
But we're also just a Google search away, right? If you're just interested in who we are and what we do in terms of our services, we're also, you know, you can just Google the Mind Center at UMC, and we'll come up that way as well.
Yeah. The Mind Center, y'all. The mind is a terrible thing to lose.
Right.
And we want to hold on to it. And what I like, what we're talking about, guys. Normally we think about, well, we don't connect it to the mind, but you all have done a great job this morning doing that for the audience, and I really appreciate it. But we think about knowing our numbers, like you mentioned, and we think about it's for our heart. We want to do this, and we want to know blood pressure because our health, but we don't think about how it can affect the mind.
Correct.
Yes.
What's
You
good
know.
for the heart is good for the mind. And our
Say that
research-
again.
What's good for the heart is good for the mind, and our research has shown that. It shares the same pathway. When you think about, if you look at yourself in the mirror, just think about your body, where the heart is located in relation to your mind. There's a short distance body-wise, right? And it's connected by your vascular system. And so what's impacting your heart is also impacting your mind. And so that's why we really stress about the things that's what's good for your heart is also good for your mind. And so the concept is really about brain health in relation to brain wellness. What keeps us well is very impactful and instrumental in maintaining your brain health.
You know, Ms. Jones, I'm coming up with a song.
Oh,
all right.
Okay,
It's good for my heart. It's good for my mind. Gonna take care of it all the time.
I like
it.
it.
I like
We're gonna have a jingle.
All right. Let's
Listen.
do it.
Brad and I gonna back you up.
That's
All right,
right.
yeah.
I'm in choir, Chef
All right
Charles.
now. Okay, we got listen because that's so impactful. What you're talking about, what you're saying, guys. Again, I appreciate you for being here so much. The mind is affected how we sleep, how we exercise, just like any other part of the body. this is just not aging. We can age gracefully if we do the things
Yes,
that
sir.
we need to do.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to just, like a lot of times what we'll do is, oh, that's just old age.
Right, right.
That's a neglect a lot of times.
Correct.
Correct.
And there are very
Right.
practical things that we can do, to ensure that we're healthy aging. You can start now.
Right.
It's immediately,
Mhm.
like when we we've already had breakfast, everybody's on their way, but at lunch, do what Chef Charles encourages us to do. Let's make it more vegetables.
Mhm.
Let's try for half of our serving to be vegetables,
Yeah.
right? And then this afternoon, go for a walk, get
Mm.
up, move around. And tonight, actually go to bed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Go to sleep.
I can hear
Wow.
Stacy
You
down
know,
there. Go to bed.
put the screens away,
Right.
Yeah.
and try to really make your
Mm.
sleeping atmosphere conducive to you actually going to sleep. There's a lot of research out about the importance of sleep and protecting and maintaining your brain health. And so these are just things that we can just implement practically just in our day to day that is very impactful and instrumental in maintaining brain wellness.
Man, this is just so good and great information to have when we just try and sum it up to age, when we are able to control a lot of things. That's why when you look at what the fighters stand for, future in great health today, everyday responsible self. That means we are responsible for some things. And we're responsible for the controllables.
We are modifiable things.
Modifiable controllables. Okay.
And Chef Charles, I know and also too, I know because we do talk a lot about adults but it can start at a young age, as Stacy mentioned.
Yeah.
Also too, for some of your younger listeners may be involved in sports, protect your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wear helmets when
okay.
you're, riding your bike. If you're doing things, outdoors.
Hear
riding
that,
your bike.
parents? Make sure our children have head
Protect
protected.
your helmet. Protect that
Yes.
head.
Brain health is not a retirement issue. This is a lifelong issue. And so doing things instrumentally, like Brad just said, in terms of protecting our head and things that we might receive injuries in doing so, but also it starts in our 30s and our 40s. It's not you just wake
Yeah.
up one day. The symptoms for dementia can really manifest, can start 20 years before the manifestation.
20 years.
Okay. And so in our 30s and 40s, it is very important to start being knowledgeable about those numbers and thinking about those modifiable risk factors that we can take control of and address. So it's never too early or too late to start seeing the benefit in doing the things that will help hopefully prevent or delay the manifestation of Alzheimer's disease or related dementias. And this, if you would, this is very, very, very critically important for our community in terms of communities of color in the area in which we reside. There are some startling statistics that are not necessarily in our favor as a whole. And so Brad and I like to call them the top three, things that just really are very important. And so in terms of communities of color and why it is so important that we are absolutely become more aware of what the threat of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias means for us is that representation can save lives.
Yes.
Okay. And so Black individuals, specifically Black men, Chef Charles, okay, face higher rates.
Mr. Jones and myself.
Mr. Jones, you all and our listeners, wives, take this home, face higher rates of the things that put us at risk for dementia. You all face higher rates of high blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke. And all of these things are high risk for dementia. And that in research, only 5% of participants in Alzheimer's disease and related dementia research are Black. Only 5%. Of that 5%, Black men represent only 1 to 2% of the representation. So you all are the most highly impacted, but the least represented. So at the Mind Center, we are very much dedicated and committed to addressing that gap. Okay, because when Black participants join research, scientists can then help develop treatments that work for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
But we have to be a part.
We can't be included if we are not taking part of the
Yeah.
research. And so that helps close the health gap the health equity gaps that exist, and to help us better understand why is Alzheimer's disease impacting our community so
Wow.
forcefully. Because in Hinds County, where we are sitting right now, living, breathing, this is where we reside right now, Hinds County ranks number 5 out of approximately 3,100 counties in the United States for the most
Wow.
incidence or prevalence of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. Number 5.
Wow.
Okay, so we as a whole have a real significant problem in our communities, and that's why we are trying so hard to create first an awareness of the issue
Wow.
and to educate our public about things that we can do to address it and the research opportunities that are available to help us answer the questions about the impact of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias.
Wow. I am stuck on that because, like, it's almost like here we go again with the negative statistics in our area.
Yes,
Wow.
the state overall, and then the
Yeah.
highest fact really, real
Yes.
shaky. I didn't
Wow.
realize because that's come out in the last. That's pretty recent.
So when you think Hinds County, the demographic makeup of Hinds County is what? Majority African American. So we are the face of the issue, but yet we only represent 5% of participants in the research. So it's not about exclusion. It really becomes about lack of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So we are out here trying to address that to create the awareness, but the onus is upon us as a community, as African Americans, to first get ourselves educated,
Mm-hmm.
to do the things that need to be done to help us address the issue, but also to get educated on the research opportunities and what that then provides in terms of mutual benefits,
Yes.
right? Of us trying to learn what we can do to address the issue, but also how does that create the partnerships with our communities to create and increase the research participation, because that's what's critical. You know, we cannot have things that work for our communities as a whole if our communities are not represented in the work that's trying to address the issue.
That right there, we're gonna pick up on the next side simply because we have to get involved. And I want you to tell us how we need to get involved because we're talking about our health here. And listen, guys, I have the most important mind that's in this building today. And we all should feel this way. And so we gotta start protecting it,
Yes, sir.
okay? So we're gonna take a station break here, but on the other side, Stacey, like I say, we're gonna pick up on, Brad, how we can be more involved to affect these numbers. Because you're talking personally here.
Yes,
You
I
called
am.
me out, you
I
called
did,
Mr.
and
Jones
Mr.
out.
Jones,
Yeah.
everybody else that
We
did.
gotta do something now. We got this now. All right. So we're gonna take a station break and we'll be right back.
Thank
The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters we're fighting for health. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters we're fighting for health. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters we're fighting for health.
Well, you're back on WMPR 90.1. You're listening to the number one show on the radio, and we're talking with Dr. Stacey, and we got Brad here from the Mind Center, and they are really giving us some information about how we can preserve, protect, care for our mind. I'm gonna just say this: there's nothing more important to me than the mind, guys. I just want to say this. All right, so I'm gonna We're gonna get through this. So first of all, during this part of the section, guys, this session is called "Who Am I?" Now, this is where I describe a fruit, a vegetable, or a grain, and or a legume, beans or peas, and you tell me what fruit, vegetable it is when I describe it, okay? First of all, it's good for the mind. Let me just say, who am I? I am a whole grain. I give you mental energy. Is that all right? Listen, this is so powerful because we were just talking about controlling the controllables. I lower your blood pressure. I have what's in me is called beta glucan fiber, which help reduce blood pressure. I reduce LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. Hello, y'all need me. I stabilize your blood sugar. Wow. I improve your gut health. I aid in weight management. You mentioned that earlier. This is the one that I like the best. I support brain function.
All right. There you go.
The steady glucose supply plus antioxidant equal better concentration and cognitive performance. Perfect mind fuel. I'm a good breakfast. All right.
I think I know.
You all know. I reduce inflammation. And you guys, we know what inflammation can do. My goodness. Let's see if somebody put it in the chat. I may reduce risk of chronic diseases because I improve cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, and inflammation. They lower risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and stroke. Here's a clue. You probably eat me warm with a spoon. Some people have me in the refrigerator overnight. Add berries and flax seeds, and I become brain fuel. Tell me, who am I? I can be steel cut, roll cut, or quick cut. You know who I am. I start as a whole grain. I grow in the fields and look like golden grass. Oh, they got it in the chat already. Look at them now. Put that in the chat.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's what's up, guys. And if you know and listening on there, you want to call us at 601-948-5950. But they got it in the chat. That's for sure.
Right.
Listen,
I had some this morning.
did you have some? I think
That's
Brad
my
knows
daily
what it
oatmeal.
is. Right. I'm creamy when warm, chewy when cooked, and powerful for your heart.
Boom.
I form a gel in your gut that grabs bad cholesterol. I may look simple, but I protect your arteries. I'm humble, affordable, and medically respected. Eat me daily. Your heart and brain would thank you. Hello, who am I? They got it, guys.
All right.
Oatmeal. Did you know, Dr. Stacey?
I had an inkling.
You have it?
I-
You know. 'cause
Did.
you
I
had-
ate them daily.
you had it
I
daily.
need it.
All right. I am oats. Guys, we got to do the things that's going to help us control the controllables. And we can, when I said the controllable, Dr. Stacey called them something else. We're going to get back into that. But listen, there are some things that's going on in the community. Like there is the 42nd is one of the things that the type 2 diabetes is, well, diabetes, period, but particular type 2 diabetes. So Diabetes Foundation 42nd Annual Patient Education Conference. 42nd.
That's
That's
almost
powerful.
my age, right?
Yes, that's older than I am. I'm just
That's
kidding.
You're 30 and holding, right?
February 28th at 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. At the Jackson Hilton. Listen, make sure that you join us there. Let me just say, Dr. McLean is the executive director there, is doing a wonderful job. This is their 42nd year
That's
in
awesome.
having this
That's awesome.
event, and they are bringing awareness to diabetes. So you want to join us for some education and learn there. And there's some other things that's going to be taking place. I'll go over it a little later, but now I want to make sure that we jump right in. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't go anywhere because we have the Mind Center represented here, and the research is being done on how we can protect the mind. We talked about the difference between Alzheimer and just aging, and now, but the research is being done, particularly with particularly African American men. Seemingly, we're missing out because we're not participating. So I want to
Lack of
know
awareness.
a lack of awareness. That's why you're here
Yeah.
today,
That's
and that's
number
why y'all
one.
gonna
Correct.
be everywhere
Yes,
else.
sir. And that's why you see us a lot.
I see you guys everywhere,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So, how can we get involved as African American so we can be researched too?
But okay, so saying being researched sometimes leads to negative
It does.
connotations, right? Because we will not, we would be remiss in not acknowledging some of the barriers and challenges to individuals participating in research. So at the Mind Center, we are committed to addressing that.
Okay.
We want to provide education and make people understand and become aware of, we are very transparent in terms of what our research programs offer,
Okay.
what it is that we're about. We're about creating relationships and partnerships. It is not a one-time opportunity where you engage with us and, we don't have anything else to do with you. As I earlier said, under the leadership of Dr. Mosley, we have a research program that individuals right here in Hinds County have been a part of for almost 40 years now.
Wow.
So when I say relationships, we mean that.
We
And
really
so
do.
we're about establishing that mutual benefit of helping us address the research questions and trying to figure out how to better prevent, treat, and diagnose Alzheimer's disease. But how does that also parlay over into what the individuals that are providing their time
Okay.
and their capacity, and what they're offering to us as a part of our research, right?
Mhm.
And so we're not in a substitute for healthcare. That is
Right.
not who we are, but we're about trying to provide the opportunities to learn more about our brain health and our brain wellness, about things that may impact our memory, thinking, and physical activity.
Okay.
We also do perform lab as a part of our research programs. We offer opportunities for imaging where you receive MRIs.
Okay.
We do try to provide support if individuals have trouble getting into us. We actually do
That's good.
programs where we go out in the communities. I think our youngest participant in our 40-year program is 82 now, right? And so as a result, we don't have a mobile van. We pray and hope one day we
Yeah.
can, because we want to address anything that prohibits people from participating. So we'll go out to individuals' homes if need be in order to make sure that we're providing equitable opportunities for everyone to participate. Okay. And so it's a relationship, Chef Charles. It is not, we don't want to say be research where people feel like they're guinea pigs. That's
Right.
not what this is about at all. People have the autonomy to pick and choose the parts of our programs that we want to do. We're going to offer what the program in its totality is, but people have an opportunity to choose or opt out of different parts, right?
Right,
So
right.
people are in complete control, and people absolutely have the capacity to receive the results as we have them to become available.
Good.
And if they want us to share those results with their healthcare providers with their permission,
Right.
because in research you are in control of what it is that you want to do and what you want, how you want your information to be utilized. So that's why I'm stressing the word partnership.
I like
Okay?
that.
And you are a participant because you are participating with us in trying to address the issues of Alzheimer's disease and healthy aging. Okay?
I love the way
That's the
you put
mutual
that.
benefit of it.
Yes, I love the way you put that. It's a partnership, and everybody benefits.
Yes.
Yes, and that's the goal.
And it's lifelong. We're wanting longitudinal, long-term relationships, okay?
Right.
Like I said, we have a 40-year-old program that people in Hinds County are still right now participating in and that have contributed significantly to the
Wow.
cardiovascular research.
Yes.
These are your neighbors. These are
Mhm,
people that are
mhm.
probably
Yeah.
listening. We don't even know the heroes that are amongst us.
I know.
And so
Yeah.
in the Mind Center, we're out trying to create new heroes in our new research programs that we have going on.
Yeah, I was part of that particular program. I want to be a part of this particular program. We'll talk about that, but that is. I love the way you articulated that to the audience because we do here research and we have a
Exactly.
right to be skeptical because of some of the things that have happened in the past. But relax. We're building a relationship here,
Yes, sir.
right? And we're gonna make it happen. Good morning, caller. Thank you for calling WMPR. Turn your radio down for me, please.
I'm driving, but I just wanted to call in and say thoroughly enjoying the show. About when you do have those studies and there is you get your results back. I might be using the wrong terminology, but when you see the whiteness on your brain, can you all talk about that when you see the lesions? It doesn't always, I'll just use multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy. Can you all elaborate on sometime when you get the results back and that it doesn't always mean, and that's why I'm imperative to continue to see you all to see what we can do based on what we're doing different after you give the diagnosis. I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you, caller, for being a listener.
So yes, ma'am. Thank you for your question. So you're correct. We do provide our imaging results back to you and or your healthcare provider if individuals elect to do so. So when you have findings, such as you were talking about white matter and things of that nature, all of that is available. Whatever your results are, your results are. What we do not do as a part of being a research program is we do not treat nor do we diagnose. What we do is we provide our findings to the participant and their healthcare provider so that if the healthcare provider then determines that future interventions are needed or if there is a diagnosis to be made, that becomes a part of the partnership between the patient at that point
Mhm.
of the healthcare provider.
Right.
So we are in partnership to provide the information as a result of our research findings, okay? Because we may come across something that may not be a part of our research question. Our work is directed by research questions that our researchers and investigators have. And so as we collect the information and perform the research and get those results, we give you that information. But we do not interpret, treat, or diagnose based on those results. We empower and educate the participant at that point and provide that information to the healthcare provider so that future interventions can happen.
Great. Let's make sure we're on the
So
same
we
page.
do not withhold. We call those things incidental findings.
Okay.
So think about an individual that's been with us for 40 plus years, right?
Mhm.
In our current study. So we do imaging and we do lab work and things of that nature. So but that may not have been the focus of what the research was about. But so we may have incidentally found, for instance, an aneurysm or a brain tumor. And these are true stories on our MRI imaging. We absolutely get on top of that and notify the participant and
Mhm.
then the healthcare provider if the participant gives us permission to do so.
Thank you for explaining that because we we want to be who we are.
Right. Yeah.
And we want to let physicians and other people be who they are. But so thank you for sharing that with us there. Brett, you want to add anything else?
Yeah, Stacy's given some great insight and feedback, and yeah, just piggybacking off of what she has said, we want to partner with the community. We're looking for so the study that we're referencing is the study of aging. It's a long-term study. We're partnering with the Mayo Clinic, and really, we gave some of the stats earlier about Hinds County specifically, but also with Mississippi overall. We're number 3 in the country as a state overall as it comes to the numbers with the prevalence of Alzheimer's disease. And so with the study of aging, we are looking to recruit participants from the Tri-County metro area, so Madison, Rankin, and Hinds counties. And as we've really conversed about, we're especially looking for African-American men 50 and over. So we'd love to partner with gentlemen. Right now, Stacy gave some of the stats that are daunting about African Americans in research overall nationally. We are very excited. We're at 15% African American men in our study currently, but we are wanting to increase that. We
For
want it
sure.
to represent the metro area. And so we're looking to partner with African American gentlemen 50 and over. And so we would love to come and talk to groups, whether it's online, in person.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's
And
really what we're seeking.
We're really seeking opportunities where we can get before those specific audiences. And again,
Yes.
it's not that and we say targeting because that's the wording that we use,
Mhm.
but there's a reason for the targeting, and it is because of the lack of representation of African Americans and particularly African American men in the research because of the significant impact that dementia is having on you all.
Mhm.
We are out here trying to create the awareness and not, I hate to say sound the alarm, but it is very important that our communities understand
Yeah.
the impact that it is having on people of color. And so we are seeking opportunities. So I'm calling out the fraternities, I'm calling out organizations, I'm calling out the church groups, that have these audiences, right?
Right.
African Americans 50 and older, particularly African American men, so that we can at least provide the education to create the awareness, and then it becomes a personal decision about what we choose to do with it. Okay.
Absolutely.
But in order for us to address this issue, Chef Charles, we must become a part of the work at hand, right? And take a seat at their table that's providing the knowledge and trying to do the work to address the issue that is so prevalent in our community.
That is a must, and we got to work together to make sure that happens, Dr. Stacy and Brad. We got to make that happen. I wanted you here. This is the utmost important. This information is just critical. We got so much more that we can talk about. We're running out of time, but I noticed one of the questions online, and we can address this real quick. Are there doctors that you have that you recommend when stuff is diagnosed to?
Sure. So if you don't already have a healthcare provider, we offer support to offer referrals to healthcare providers because, again, we are not a substitute for your healthcare.
But you do have doctors.
But we will help you if you end up with a particular situation and don't have a provider in that specialty. We absolutely will help make referrals for that support.
Okay. And let's give this, and the question again was the target age. What is the target age for the research again?
50 and older.
50 and older. Okay.
And African American men, the focus recruitment, African American men from the Tri-County metro, so Hinds, Rankin, and Madison counties.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I appreciate those questions there.
Yeah, great questions.
And the process is what they contact.
So I'll let Brad
Right.
give our contact information.
Sure. So the best way to reach us would be to either Stacy mentioned Google, study of aging, Mind Center, but also our direct email. So please write this down. Email us if you have some questions and interest or events. It's mindcenter@umc.edu. And we'd love to hear from you. And we do have materials that we can provide because we want to make sure that we're educating people about the study itself, the time length. And as Stacy mentioned, it's a relationship. So it's trust and respect. And we just want to provide awareness of the available study. So we look forward to hearing from you.
And we
Yes.
do have a number, just in
Yeah.
case.
Sure,
so
yes.
If people have a capacity to take down the number, we can be reached at 601-984-6654.
Give that number one more time.
601-984-6654. So just in closing, participation helps discover better ways to prevent, detect, and treat Alzheimer's for future generations in Mississippi and beyond. But it starts here.
It starts here,
Okay.
and it starts now.
Right. No better
It
time than the
starts
present.
here and
That's
it
right.
starts now. Well, guys, this has been so incredible. It's been on my heart to have you all here. Thank you for working with me to come and to be a part of this audience and providing this information. And now what we have to do is to work together as a team to get more people in because this is affecting us. And it
Yes, it
starts
is.
here and it starts now.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Listen, audience, I want to just say again, thank you for being faithful listeners to WMPR 90.1 and listening to My Help, My Mississippi. You can see why we are the #1 show on the radio because we're providing you with helpful, healthy information that will make a difference in your life for the rest of your life. You know what? We're the fighters, guys, and we're fighting for our health. We're fighting for our health because
That's right.
our health is worth fighting for.
That's right.
Fighters stand for future in great health, today, every day, responsible self. And if we're going to be responsible, we got to participate so we can affect the result. So again, Dr. Stacy, closing
so
word.
much.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Brad, my friend,
Yes, sir.
always good to see you.
Pleasure. Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
for
us.
being here. Well, listen, guys, Marty, give us our theme music. We done had another great show on WMPR 90.1 radio show. We appreciate, again, want to shout out all the leaders with Mega Evers, Charles Evers, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who
Yeah.
passed. We're standing on their shoulders, and we're so grateful for this Black radio station, WMPR 90.1. Charles Evers, now his daughter Wonder. Thank you for being faithful listeners. And thank you guys again for being a part of My Help, My Mississippi. Here we go.
Thank you.
Every day, responsible self. Where the fires, we're fighting for our help. The future.